Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a minute since my update video, or since actually making any RPG video. I came across the Fate system again and got this copy of the streamlined version of the Fate core system that's Fate Condensed. My experience with Fate is very limited. I actually have never played it before. I don't think I've actually ever made a character for that matter. But I decided to try the simplest version of Fate, even though Fate is a rules light system, heavily on narrative. Thought I'd give it a shot, and in this video, I'm just going to make a character for, let's say, just something based in fantasy, low fantasy. So let's begin with that process. So we'll turn our page to the creating your characters, which is page 4. So let's see, we have to figure out the setting. We know it's going to be a low fantasy, so probably grim dark. We have our aspects, our stunts, and our skills. This is the official character sheet you can buy online, or not, sorry, not buy, download online. You have to pay for the book, obviously, but you can get this character sheet on the Evil Hat, I think is the company name that makes this. Yep, Evil Hat Productions. They are quite popular. Then we have to first start off with our aspects. I think that will really shape the character out. Then we can do a name. Then we'll do the the high concept, trouble, relationship, and the two other aspects. Now, I typically make these videos solo. I'm the only character. I think with this character, we'll focus on it being a solo character. Now, my usual go-to is, of course, the lone wolf. So we'll just do wolf as our character. Kind of a placeholder. We'll see how this turns out if I will use this same character in the future. His pronouns is basically he, him, if you care about that kind of stuff. Let's see. All right, so our aspects, like I said, you'll give your character 5 aspects. And the high concept is a broad description of the character covering vital bits. It's how you would open your pitch for the character when telling your friend about him. Typically, the lone wolf himself is a wanderer. He's a nomad, doesn't have a home. He is a survivalist. So let's say I'm a nomad survivalist. We'll see how that pans out. Okay, next is trouble. Next, your character's trouble, something that makes your character's life more complicated. It could be a personal weakness, family entanglements, or other obligations. Pick something you'll enjoy role playing. Now, he doesn't have like a pet or anything, doesn't have any friends, doesn't have any family. So, trouble would have to be something from his past. But the fact doesn't have a home. Let's make it that. Trouble is that he doesn't have a home, which means he is a standout. He is a what do you call it? A fish out of water. So has no home. We'll just say that he has no home. He is he's looking for. Well, he doesn't exactly look for a home. He just kind of drifts. So he's a drifter. I can say that. So has no home. He's a drifter. Okay, relationship. That's the next one here. So your relationship describes a connection with another PC, which there is no other PC. They may already know one another or just met. Good relationship aspects should introduce or hint at conflict or at least an imbalance that gives the relationship a little momentum. This doesn't mean that they're openly antagonistic, but they shouldn't be all roses either. If you wish, you can write down relationship aspects until everyone has more or less completed their characters. Now, I'm going to keep this one blank. I don't have any idea yet. Perhaps if this character is used in another video, we'll do like a one shot, just kind of testing out the waters for Fate in general. I can probably, meet an NPC down the road, and that will become a relationship. So, Next is free aspects. You can make your characters last to access anything you want. There are no restrictions beyond obligation to fit the setting. Uh, Choose anything which you think will make your character more interesting, more fun to play, or better connected to the world that they occupy. So, Wolf generally is quiet. He is to himself. He's a drifter nomad, doesn't have any burdens. He is, well, the only burden is he doesn't have a home. So, like Mad Max, he has his car, and that's pretty much it. But in our case, he doesn't even have a horse to ride on. So, free aspects. I think for his case, I have some ideas for stunts, but not we're not there yet. Other aspects would be maybe he is keen to uh, sensing danger just from experience. So danger sense, perhaps. He's used to encountering threats out in the wild, in the wilderness. So I'm going to say danger sense. It's kind of a habit of his. He knows when things can go south. That kind of works in line with the survivalist aspect of the top there. Then there is the spinal aspect. So we have danger sense. Now, I don't want it to be too OP for a character. I want stunts to be in there to help with very specific, narrow special abilities. And this being a little fantasy, obviously Wolf doesn't know magic at all. He's familiar with chaos magic, perhaps, or magic that's chaotic, and depending on the world setting again, low fantasy. But other aspect is he has no regrets. So, or well, these can change. So I can say that he has no regrets. No regrets. We'll see how that works. I'm thinking that might actually be if his character like really unfolds in a story and we develop him to become more social, more likable, he might he might get a friend or two down the road. So that might change the no regrets. So like he might risk his life to save someone he cares for, modestly, and that might change the aspect of no regrets. So like he's doing this all because he has nothing to really die. He has nothing to care for. That's how I see no regrets. And FYI, if you're used to watching my videos, you notice that typically I don't focus too much heavily on role play. I say that, and there's times I do, but in general, I'm very simplistic in my approach to playing. The Fate Condensed is obviously heavily reliant on role play and narrative storytelling. So this is a complete 180 for me. This game is super light on rules, which means less on mechanics and focus on story. So this is very kind of a different world for me. Skills. This is something that now we can implement before we hit those stunts, which is coming up here, I think, pretty soon. Yep. Now, I'm glad it comes after aspects because you can see how Wolf is unfolding as with his foundation, and we can put those into these skills. So these are the skills that the game comes with. You're also uh, you can also obviously hack the skills with this alternate skill list. Basically, if your world setting has, if it's cyberpunk, you can put technology in here. Obviously, it's a free form game. So let's say +4, which is the highest one you can do for one skill. We have academics, athletics, burglary, contacts, crafts, deceive, drive, empathy, fight. Fight might be a good option. Investigate, lore, notice. Let's see, shoot, stealth, will. Hmm. I think +4 is going to be in fight because he encounters so much danger that is his priority is to survive. So fight can be kind of linked to survival. And next is two good skills. So athletics, I think, because of just sheer endurance, also physique. So he's in great shape, obviously. Let's say physique, and we'll do Well, Will is also another one. The fact he is a drifter out in the wilderness of consistent danger and threats, that takes real courage. So we'll do Will. Next, I'll do three fair. That's going to be athletics. Let's see. We have drive. That's horseback riding if that we have is ever encountered. We don't have cars in this world. Empathy, investigate, lore. He probably does know a lot about the world, but he doesn't focus too much on it. Notice is obviously a very important one, so we'll do our second two in notice. Provoke, rapport, resources is considered, well, he's not wealthy, but I don't think resources is actually a strong suit. Shoot, maybe he is good with an arrow, a bow. So let's put that final one in shoot. Okay, then we have four average plus one. Academics, burglary, contacts, crafts, deceive, investigate, lore, provoke, rapport, resources, stealth. I'm gonna put stealth. That's our first one. Lore, I think, like I said, lore will be in there. Investigate, perhaps. The final one, pun intended, is going to be, let's say, crafts. Then the rest are mediocre. There is no skill on those at all. Okay, those are our skills allocated appropriately. Next is stunts. So, well, then there's refresh, which is just a quick mention here. You have fate points. Typically, you start at three, so I'll just put three like that, and that's done. That's you can spend that to reroll. You can spend that to I think uh, invoke aspects. You can I think plus we can house roll it. We can use it to you can also use it to use to spend on very high risk stunts. So stunts, let's see. While every character has access to all the skills, even if they are mediocre, your character has some unique stunts. Stunts are cool techniques, tricks, or bits of equipment to make your character unique and interesting. Okay, so the fact he is a nomad, he needs to hunt, which means he has a longbow. I'm going to say plus two for hunting. Basically, hunting, distance, etc. That's his first one. So we'll dot here. That's his longbow. That's his equipment. Then we got to think of another piece of equipment because you can get three free stunt slots, as they're called. Next one will be his trusty silver dagger. If he goes fishing, he uses this to gut the fish. So let's say plus two on, we'll say melee, perhaps, just to keep it vague, or hmm, silver dagger, plus two on, I think, you know what, melee is actually appropriate. And I'm going to do the longbow for ranged, not just hunting. Hunting is included for ranged. Yeah, ranged. There we go. That works. That's how I see it, and that's how I'm going to do it. Okay, we have melee, silver dagger. All right, the third final stunt. Obviously, you don't track every single item in your inventory. You don't track your common wares. You don't track your currency. You don't track a bag or something or a coin or some trinkets. You track. I'm only listing things I see as very significant. So, what would be good for a nomad stunt, the final stunt, not just what he uses to hunt or to kill, defend himself, but I think maybe he has a compass, perhaps? Maybe there is. Let me do some quick research here. So, based on some quick research, compasses, if I'm not mistaken, were invented in China during the Han Dynasty. around the second century BC. So, but it says they are rarely mentioned in classic fantasy. If we're talking D&D OSR or Tolkien-inspired content. I think if it's a low fantasy or gritty OSR style setting, compasses can absolutely exist. Now, maybe they're extremely rare, or our character just, his crafts is perhaps one, but perhaps his mentor who died years ago. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, well, the mentor's dead. That's the problem. It's a relationship, but he's dead. Hmm. You know what? I'm going to include that. So, mentor, let's say he is missing, possibly dead. Let's say possibly, I'll just put dead question mark. Yeah, that's really good. I actually like that. Maybe that might be a hook. Dead question mark. Yeah, missing, dead. Okay, so the compass belonged to maybe his mentor was very crafty, made and invented the compass. His mentor, so he uses it to know where to go. +2 on, let's say directions, direction, etc. So that will be pretty vague, but the compass is very simple. So our stunts are literally just items. We don't have like he can jump high or he can shout or he has a keen sense of sight. Um, Keen sense is probably would be better, but I like the compass. I'll keep it at that. So 3 stunts. It says that you may purchase more stunts by spending 1 refresh each. Okay, let's say that. So I'm going to spend a refresh, and this takes away from the first, I believe you start with the first session. So keen senses. I'm assuming it's human. So +2, whoops, let me fix that up here. +2 on notice or equivalent. Again, we can try that stunt. Now, next is, let's see, stress and consequence, which I vaguely know about. Finishing touches give your character a name, description, discuss their history with other players, which I can always do in the next one, the next video if I pursue this character. But there you go. That's that's really it for character creation Fate Condensed. It's super easy, barely inconvenience. But um, I will ponder if I will use Wolf in a future video. Now, just some, if that's all you were here for, thank you for watching. I do have a an encore presentation right now. Basically, um, I'm still thinking about using AI in for a my next video, and if Fate Condensed is going to be a great experiment to use for AI. So GPT has made an update recently where they allow the advanced voice mode to work within the projects. And in the project folder, I created one, a sophisticated game master for Fate Condensed, which is why I made this character to begin with. Will this be the character per se? Possibly. That's up in the air. But the next campaign one shot will be Fate Condensed. I have been very interested in this for some time. I kind of kept away from it because it's very rules light, but I'm in the mood for some reason for rules light games. So this will be the system. And using AI, I've done a few test runs. It actually works really well, especially GPT. I've tried it in Gemini, I've tried it in Claude, I've tried it in Grok, but Grok doesn't have the instructions you have to put in the prompt. So far, Fate Condensed has been, I'm sorry, GPT has been the best in knowing the rules because it has this 2-page quick reference guide for the rules that I took this part of the document. It's available online also, FYI, on Evil Hat, and put that into the projects folder for files for GPT to access for a quick reference. And so it will reference it when appropriate. I will, in this video, post in the comments and pin it the instructions I will be using, which will be subject to change because I always make updates to my instructions for the GPT Game Master. But if you're interested in copying and tinkering with it, feel free to completely take it and make it your own. But that's really it. So thank you for watching again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.